Okay, today we will be reviewing 4 horror movies. Three are, I guess you can call them A-list movies, and the other one is a TV movie or TV miniseries. We will be reviewing the TV miniseries It. We will also be reviewing The Hills Have Eyes, the remake, the 2006 version, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original 1984 release, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original 1974 release. Let's start off with Stephen King's It. Stephen King's it is mainly known for Pennywise the Clown, who is played by Tim Curry. Now, that's mainly why it's known for, and I heard that a lot of people got scared because of the clown. He's kind of notorious. That's basically what it is mainly known for. Um, Also, while watching the movie, I noticed that everybody there resembles, or at least to me, resembles emotions or of who we are, like the little group. Now, basically, it's separated into 2 parts, with which goes about an hour, 3 hours. The first part is an hour and 30 minutes. The second part is another hour and 30 minutes. Now, this is pretty good for a TV movie, because normally TV movies are about an hour 30, and sometimes even 2 hours. Now, it is probably one of the best TV movies that there have been. I mean, I've seen some pretty terrible movies, especially on the Sci-Fi Channel, and they're just terrible. The main complaint that I have about it is that they show the clown too much, because in the book it is more of a shapeshifter. He's not so, just a clown, but he takes on other forms. Um, and basically that's now the first part is about them as younger children, and it also shows I believe, I can't remember who it was, but um, it starts off. I wish I could remember the names, but I can't. And they're trying to get like the group back together because they did this promise and all that. And then you kind of learn how each and every person of the group, how they know about Pennywise, the dancing clown, or it. Now, it's really a good movie. I think you should rent it. Now part two is kind of I found it to be more enjoyable than the first, yet not so enjoyable, because we focus less on the encounters with it, but yet it's more driven. I just found that a little bit more, and I like how in they actually have likable characters and unlikable characters. Like Richard, he's a comedian. He's a really not likable character, who's played by Seth Green in part one, but he gets really just unlikable in the second part. He just gets really annoying. But Eddie, I found him to be more of a person that you felt sad for, which kind of made him a likable character. Um, I really want to give this an 8 out of 10 and a 2.5 out of 5. Let's go on to the next movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, I watched this off of the internet, and I watched the ending first. But I already saw all the kill scenes, so when he killed him, it wasn't so terrifying for me. But basically, I think I would consider it my favorite horror movie overall. But just because I liked it, because it was just so disturbing. I mean, it's just amazing. I just loved how disturbing it was, especially at the end when she's sitting in the chair. I think it's so bizarre you can't take your eyes off of it. That's mainly why I like it. The death scenes are pretty good. They aren't that gory, actually, and that's the really good part. They aren't that gory, so it makes it for like a really good movie. It's not a gore fest. There's a lot of other movies. I will give this a 9.5 out of 10. And my favorite character of that is Franklin, because he just complains so much. But I just like the guy. He's just so annoying that you just like him. Like if he was your buddy, what you would want to punch him. But and it's a really good movie. It's not so inventive, but it is based off of a true story by Ed Gein, who was actually the inspiration for Norman Bates in Psycho and Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. Um, I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. Let's go on to our third movie. This movie, I really just kind of hate it just so much. It's Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought it had so much potential, just so much, but it just did not live up to it. It would be a lot scarier if the score wasn't so bland. I found it to be really just bland and too techno for me. Cause I mean, he's about to kill somebody, and I don't want Tony to be like, with all this techno funky music. I just did not really like it that much. Um, it was okay. I kind of like the remake a little bit. A little bit more. The ending is just like near the end. It kind of gets kind of weird, and you're thinking, is Freddy? Is he from another dimension, or is he in hell? And it's just kind of weird. And at the end, you're wondering, but wait, isn't he dead? But then, whoa, then like you're all confused, and then you're like, what's going on? But still, I like it a lot. It beats a lot of movies that I've seen. I would give this a 4.5 out of 10 or a 1.5 out of 5. On to our next movie, The Hills Have Eyes remake. Now, I've seen a little bit of the original. The original is okay, but for one exception that I just don't like is that the people, they look like Bam Bam and Pebbles. I mean, it isn't the Flintstones, it's supposed to be terrifying. But the original was okay. But it's really, I mean, it's one of the very few movies that outshines the original. To me, The Hills Have Eyes remake was one of the best movies that I've ever seen. I would classify it more as an action movie rather than a horror movie, but you can fit it in both ways. Um, Honestly, it's one of the best movies that I've ever seen. I really kind of like how the end goes and how I can't remember what his name is, but I always call him Deputy Dog. He's a guy in the white shirt. I just can't remember his name. But it actually makes sense instead of just a bunch of inbreds that somehow look like cavemen. I didn't get that, but on the remake they actually were mutants because they're miners, and then there's this nuclear explosion. I mean, it's a little far fetched, but it's a lot more believable than the original. Now, the fight scenes, I just loved the fight scenes. Especially Rudy. That guy was just wow. That was amazing makeup, and I mean, it's just amazing. And one thing that I found kind of funny, a dog has one of the highest kill ratios there. But honestly, um, I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. It's just an overall great movie. Um, I just there's not too much to say. It really just explains itself. And now I live near, and trust me, when you're driving around New Mexico, which I go very frequently, now when you're driving around there, I mean, there's canyons and everywhere, and you can actually have that feeling of people watching you. And I like the crash, how it's actually the spikes, because on the original, I mean, I really hate to say this, it's just kind of stupid that he hears all of that engine and all that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of stupid. Now, honestly, I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. Now, I realize that I have more time, so I think I'm gonna review another movie, Silence of the Lambs. In my opinion, it has to be the best horror movie, because can you name another horror movie that won Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Screenplay, Best Actress, and I believe Best Director? The Big Five, as people call them. I didn't find it scary, but more of, it wasn't disturbing like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it wasn't like jump scary in Nightmare on Elm Street. Basically, it kind of had its own chemistry. Um, and also a really amazing thing is that Anthony Hopkins is one of the best actors out there. For only being on 17 minutes on screen, he actually won Best Actor. Now, you gotta give him some props for that. Um, I really just found that a really enjoying and more of an exciting movie, especially when she's actually at the real house and those guys aren't. Um, it's kind of hard to explain. It's not like there's a bunch of these crazy murder scenes, but I mean the ending is amazing, especially how Hannibal Lecter, how he's so smart and how he's so intelligent yet creepy at the same time, and I just find that so amazing. He was just an amazing character that gets stuck in your head forever. You know, he's a memorable character. I mean, to me, he's more memorable than Jason, than Freddy Krueger, than Michael Myers, than anybody. I mean, just I thought he played his role spot on, and the ending is probably one of the main reasons that you should see it. I'm gonna give a spoiler out, and this is probably the only spoiler that I'm gonna give out throughout the whole video. But the ending where he actually cuts off Warden's face and uses it as a mask, that's very inventive. I mean, it's just really, I don't know if it was in the book or not because I haven't read the book, but I found that very just so intriguing, I guess as you can say, or so how he just goes to that much length just not to die. I just found that really amazing. Um, and basically, honestly, because of the Silence of the Lambs, because of the great acting, because of the great, almost great everything, it wasn't scary. I really don't want to call it a horror movie, but, you know, I'm just gonna go with that. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10, but mainly because it won the top 5, you know, the top 5, I mean, barely any regular movie can win the top 5, and none of them are horror movies. And honestly, I believe Silence of the Lambs surpasses any other horror movie that you see in terms of, you know, not killing, but in terms of just how good it is, how it captivates you in the eyes of the people, you know, like Clarice Starling or like maybe Buffalo Bill. And really when he's going around the room with the night vision goggles, I found that part really just amazing. My brother, he got so scared of that part, but I found it just really kind of you make yourself feel like you're him, like you're like basically you're in his eyes and you're in his skin. And I found that very just not amusing but entertaining. Well, that's my reviews.